Well, it's officially been a year since I've moved to Florida, and a lot has changed. I've learned a lot and I've gained a lot. I've even lost a lot too, and you've watched it happen the entire time. I left Flying Wheels and I rented an amazing house. I lost on a Cybertruck and an Audi and even a Ferrari. But on the back end, there's been a lot going on that you haven't been seeing. And in today's video, I'm gonna show you what's been going on the past year. What have I been up to on the back end for an entire year that I haven't been telling you about? I've thrown some teasers out there. Today's video, I'm gonna show you what's happening, and this is the start to our new series. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. So I just told you that I've been doing some things on the back end. This is my old neighborhood. This is where we lived for an entire year. No, we didn't own, we rented it. And on the back end, throughout the entire year, I have been learning how to purchase and sell properties in Florida. How do you buy tax liens? How do you buy foreclosure homes? How do you buy HOA deeded foreclosure auction homes? I've done all that in the past year, and I haven't released any of those videos yet. And in today's video, this is the start, the beginning of what's been going on and how we've been making real money on the back end. So if you want to know what I've really been up to, 9 months ago, I started dabbling in real estate down here in Florida. I was looking at the market, I was watching how things worked, and I also wanted to buy some tax deeded properties from my county. So I purchased this home. Oh wait, no I didn't. I purchased this piece of land by accident, thinking I bought that home. That is in an upcoming video in this series. So you'll see what I'm gonna do with this land. Are we gonna put a container home on it, a duplex, or are we just gonna outright sell it for a profit, just the land? You'll find out coming soon. That is going to be video number 1. Now I also saw the signs. I saw things changing and I saw things at their peak. So we cashed out of everything in New Hampshire. We sold our family home, which we originally bought as a short sale. We cashed out of everything and then brought it down here, but I didn't spend it. While I was down here, we sat on all that cash earning interest. Because like I said, we bought our home right here and we sold it at peak market. Now instead of purchasing more properties that are depreciating daily, I wanted to save that money and we earned interest, which paid our rent, which helped me live in a house for free for an entire year. We're gonna get into that a little bit more in this video. Now, with the money that was gaining interest, I watched on the sidelines for just a little while, learning how the market in Florida was working. I watched the Zillow price cuts, I watched the new listings, and I watched how long things were sitting before I made offers. I also learned how the foreclosure auctions work in my county and in Palm Beach County. When the timing was right, I bought this, a $1.3 million home on the water that goes directly to the ocean. We bought it at a foreclosure auction, so I bought it for literally half price, but there was a kicker. This place is filled with all the previous owners' belongings, and they wouldn't leave, so we had to get them out through the court systems and literally have them escorted off the property. New kitchen, new bath, new floors, new walls. This house is almost 90% complete, but in this series, you're gonna see what it really looked like from the beginning and how we purchased it at a foreclosure auction for literally 50%, and also what was involved in purchasing it, paying for it, and the renovations before we were able to move in. I bought this condo for the price of back taxes, literally pennies on the dollar. Inside this house, we found a treasure chest with some hidden prizes. There is a caveat to this house. Yes, that is blood spatter on the wall, I think. There's a story behind this one too. I'm gonna go ahead and get my AC because it is absolutely ridiculously hot in Florida right now. 89 degrees before noon. And I wanna talk about why I left New Hampshire. So I left New Hampshire because I wasn't passionate anymore. Every day was the same. My kids were okay and they were doing well, but they weren't experiencing anything new. I've accomplished everything I wanted in New Hampshire, and we all wanted to change. We wanted to experience different cultures, different people, different atmospheres, and just honestly a better standard of living. And we moved to a house with a giant pool in an incredibly beautiful neighborhood that had a 3-car garage and enough space for all of my toys. But a year goes by fast, and that was our test. That was our experiment. We rented that house to make sure we loved our area, and we did. The kids could play tennis and pickleball and basketball and swim right in our neighborhood. Every morning and every afternoon, we got to drive a golf cart to bring our kids and pick them up from school right on the other side of our neighborhood, which was such an amazing experience. I also learned what was more important in life was my family and time spent with my kids. I appreciated dropping them off at school and picking them up every single day or as often as possible, which was much more important than working 18 hours a day to try to fulfill this fantasy life that we had worked so hard for. Now, this neighborhood is amazing, and there wasn't a house under $1.5 million. Now, our house is currently listed for $2.5 million, which we rented, and the interest is what paid for our rent. Now, as the year went on, I watched more and more houses go up for sale in this neighborhood, including this right here. Right over here, one of these houses listed for $1.7 million is going up for a foreclosure auction, meaning they haven't been paying their mortgage. It is going up for auction this month. Now, they owe the bank $1.15 million. Meanwhile, every house similar is selling for 1.6. So the highest bidder could get it for the plaintiff's max bid, plaintiff being the bank, their max bid being what is owed to them, $1.15 million. So essentially, if I had $1.15 million cash, I could go buy a $1.6 million house in the neighborhood that I love for $400,000 or $500,000 less. Now, what does that mean for this neighborhood? Well, as soon as one of these houses sell for $1 million, guess what that means for the comps in the area? Everyone's gonna look at when they're purchasing a house in this neighborhood, they're gonna say, well, that one sold for 1.15. Why would I pay 1.6 for the identical house? Someone else already paid less. That is going to lower the value in this neighborhood of all the houses. Now, I saw that happening over and over and over, and I'm gonna get into more of that in my next video where I explain how foreclosure auctions work and what is happening to the Florida real estate market. Now, despite every realtor's opinion and suggestion on I should purchase, it's the right time, I decided not to buy, and I sat on my cash because bond rates were high and so were money market rates. So the interest then paid for our rent, essentially letting us live for free. Now, while the interest was paying for our home, I learned the market while I was here. I've also been dabbling in cars, project cars, cheap cars, golf carts, some surprise cars, and even some high-end cars. Now, if you read the comments, a lot of people have been hating on everything I've been doing the past year. I don't get it. If you don't try, you'll never learn. If you don't experiment, you're always gonna stay stale and stagnant. I have tried so many different things over the past years. I have experimented, I have learned, I have lost, I have gained. I have learned so much in the past year, all because I tried. And the important thing is having the courage to try things, try new things. Not everything's gonna work, and sometimes they're gonna fail, and you learn from those mistakes and you move on, which is what this series is about, because we did so well with some real estate foreclosures, which again is going to be upcoming because those were quite some lessons to be learned. Now, I love the high-end cars. They make me happy, they make me smile, they also cause some serious misery. But the cheap cars have never let me down. This is a BMW Z3 project that we're working on. And then under here is a 2013 Ford Mustang GT 6-speed with a 5-liter V8. I'm not quite sure if we're gonna make it a drift car or if we're gonna fix it, clean it, and sell it. I haven't quite decided that yet. Now, we live in Florida, and I showed you the golf cart community I just moved out of. I've also been buying and selling golf carts. This is a 2024 Icon i40L. I bought 2 of them with literally 0 miles on them on the real cheap. So actually, if anybody's interested, I can ship these nationwide. They are brand new. I also have a blue 6-passenger that we love for our family, but these are a lot of fun and they're brand new. So we've been buying and selling golf carts because they're so simple. Bill of sales only, they can go nationwide, and they're inexpensive. And honestly, the people that buy golf carts, they're cash buyers, they're happy, they're buying themselves a toy, they're excited to get it. It's so much easier than buying and selling anything like this, which requires a lot of work and time to sell. Finding the right buyer for a 1999 BMW Z3 isn't as easy as finding somebody that just wants a brand new 4-passenger golf cart to get back and forth around the neighborhood to school or down and back from the beach. But wait, there's more. Now, you may have seen me sweating my A off working on this thing right here. This is my storage facility. I have cars everywhere. I have cars in units. I have cars here. I park my truck and trailer here. You saw my other parking facility in the previous segment, but wait, there's something really cool in the next scene. Welcome to the new Flying Wheels. I started my original dealership, Flying Wheels in New Hampshire, in a unit just like this. 1 bay, 1 door, 1 bathroom, all the way back with a lift. We're doing it all over again, and you're gonna join us right from the start. So we're gonna get our dealer's license. We're gonna search for properties. It literally took me a year to find this place. There's 3 mechanics in the building, so they're gonna do all of my service work. We've been through auctions for the entire year. This was a lot of work. So we're gonna start the process of getting our dealer's license in the following series. So after our real estate series, we're gonna do a how to get your dealer's license, how to start your car dealership license series right from scratch. Like, we're talking bare bones, the absolute basics. I wasn't passionate about Flying Wheels in New Hampshire. I've done everything I could do with it. It wasn't about the money anymore. It's about the passion, and getting everything started from the beginning is what we're gonna be doing right here, which I'm really, really excited about. But wait, there is more. So you may notice that maybe my face is more red than it was 3 seconds ago. Is because I just went out and took another boater's certification, so I'm certified for like deep ocean, intercoastal waterways, navigation, certification, twin engine, center console certification. So I joined a boating club. So instead of like buying a whaler with a 250 horsepower Merc or the 26-foot cobia with twins on it. Honestly, if I'm taking out family and friends, it's neither. It's that pontoon right there. That is the best entertaining boat of the entire fleet, and I got my pick of all of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a couple over there, and there are a few out down that way right now with people enjoying them. I just call up the marina, hey, you get a boat available today, or I can book it on my app and I take a boat out. So that's what I've been up to, getting my certification. But that isn't what this video is about. Let me show you what else has been going on. So if you want to know what I've really been up to, 9 months ago, I started dabbling in real estate down here in Florida. I was looking at the market, I was watching how things worked, and I also wanted to buy some tax deeded properties from my county. So I purchased this home. Oh wait, no I didn't. I purchased this piece of land by accident, thinking I bought that home. That is in an upcoming video in this series. So you'll see what I'm gonna do with this land. Are we gonna put a container home on it, a duplex, or are we just gonna outright sell it for a profit, just the land? You'll find out coming soon. All right, so you saw my murder house. You saw my piece of property that I thought was a house, piece of land. This is my town hall, or my city hall on the water. I've made quite a few contacts at my city hall. I've pulled many permits, and I've learned a lot of rules, laws, regulations, and also the courthouse is right there. We've been in the courthouse dozens of times for evictions, for titles, for auctions, which we've all done in the past, which I've done in the past year and learned a ton. Now, I told you 9 months ago I bought a tax deeded property. So that is gonna be our first video in this series. I thought I bought a house, we ended up buying a piece of land, and what I did to make it better, which is gonna be awesome. I learned so much on that one that I then bought our home that we're currently living in and walked into hundreds of thousands of dollars in equity, but we had to evict somebody and physically pack their belongings. That'll be the video number 2. After that, we bought a murder house for the cost of the HOA back fees. So I bought a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo at auction and walked into a crazy amount of equity there as well, but we also had to pack up a murder house, which has a crazy backstory as well. So that $60,000 property was a learning lesson that brought me to the next one, and that's what we've been up to. You also saw Flying Wheels, which has taken a year to learn what does and what doesn't work in this area, and also to just generally find a building for the new Flying Wheels and how we're gonna go about it. So after our real estate series is over, we're gonna start a series of how to start your dealership with no money. I don't need money. I don't need a big dealership. So I'm going to start it from scratch with you guys, with nothing, like a couple $1,000s, finding a location, starting small, and we're going to grow it into a dealership again down in Florida. And you're going to do it right along with me. So if you liked my dealer videos, we're going to start from scratch with just a few $1,000s. I'm going to show you how I did it originally. I'm going to do it all over again. So if you asked, what have I been up to lately? That's why I haven't made as many car videos I'd like. We bought a tax deeded property. We bought a foreclosure home. We bought an HOA deeded foreclosure home. So there's been a lot going on the back end, and it's also like, honestly, my privacy is preferred, but I put it all out there for you guys to see what we've been up to. Logan's been on the e-bike. Logan's been helping me all summer. We bought a boat. We inherited a Ford Explorer. We've been selling golf carts, been working on jet skis. Now, yes, it looks like a yard sale here, but it's still because we're working on moving into this property. I could show you just the wins, but I like to show you the losses as well so you learn from my mistakes. I don't have a mentor that shows me the ropes that led me in the right direction the whole way. I had my father to a point, but we don't live near him anymore. I have to try everything on my own to see what works and what doesn't. And I put it all out there for you guys. And honestly, sometimes most of you guys, like 90% of you, are amazing and supportive, and I love all of you for it. But like that 10% is miserable and freaking mean in the comments sections, which sometimes makes me not really want to make these videos. I can show you just wins and make everything look glamorous and glorious all the time, but life isn't that way, and I put it out there for you guys to see and for you to learn. So I really appreciate your support and positivity. The haters, I feel bad for you guys, you know, probably sitting on your couch in misery, never taking a chance. But for the ones that live through me, with me, alongside with me, I appreciate all of your support and viewers and everything. It's just awesome. I enjoy doing these because of the people that learn alongside with me. So thanks for watching. I have a series coming up about this house. I have a series coming up about the property that I thought I bought a house. I have a series coming up about the murder house. And then we're going to start our own car dealership from scratch with nothing. I don't need a big car dealership. We're going to start from the very beginning in the basics, and you're going to do it right alongside with me. So make sure to subscribe and like this video. Tell me what you want to see in the next upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all later. Adios.